now that we're in the last days of our country as a free nation, and very likely it's the last it'll be an inhabited land, I want to talk to you about partners. Now, in the beginning, a man was supposed to have a woman, and a woman was made for the man to keep him on track and to make sure he doesn't veer off or go sideways on something, because he was filled with energy and power. She was sort of like there to save his life, protect him from some kind of grandiose scheme maybe that might take him down. Not to stop him from doing great things, but to help make sure that stays on track. Now, every man has a potential greater than you see him doing, especially on his own. And especially a man who's just going to work at some big company or something like that, or even a small company. He could do more than he's doing. And with the proper help from his wife, then he could do even more. And they could be a strong partnership. However, one has to lead and provide the vision and the direction, and the other has to see it and be able to help it go along. And this also requires prayer, and it requires time together, focusing on what the goals are. Because every man and woman on earth is supposed to be able to procreate and make more people, and they would teach these youths that they've created and make better people out of them, and teach them how to avoid mistakes and how to take advantage of opportunity, which they may have missed or lost in their lifetimes, and therefore be a continual improvement process. However, here we are in the last, I guess you'd just call it the last days of our American Babylonian Empire. And now is a great time for you and your wife, or if you get a wife, or if a woman gets a husband, to focus on that. He might not, or she might not come already in top form. You may have to work on it together, and you might need to be a little bit patient, but it should be a desire for both of you to work on it. And if you're not with the partner who's willing to actually improve, and they're looking mainly for comfort or a way to find a stress relief so that they don't have to deal with anything difficult or pursuing any kind of goal, you who are goal oriented, you're going to have to let that person go. But if they're not willing to help you out, I'm not saying you should divorce them. And you're going to have to stay with somebody even if they're not going to push with you. But if you're still single, don't tie up with someone who doesn't want to help you with your vision. Go ahead and find somebody, and don't go looking for, oh man, she's hot, or boy, she's good looking. Just look for somebody that's going to help you in what you're doing. Most women that are out there today, even if they're a little bit chubby or even kind of portly, that's just adipose tissue. You can work through that and get that trimmed down with a few dietary changes and some supplements and exercise. Find someone who's for you. Work on that. You don't necessarily have to work that hard at it. You got to go start and grind it on your own, looking for the purpose that Yeshua has put out for you. Focus on that. Then the woman will come along. He'll make sure that you meet up or connect in some way, and she'll come along and help. Also, if you are abandoned in the middle of your work, don't quit. You need to keep going. Another partner will come and help. There will be attrition, because a lot of people might say yes now to whatever you're doing, but later on the heat becomes too much and they're going to quit. It happens. It happened to Yeshua. He lost a lot of disciples when he had to give out some hard teachings. And then at the end, when they finally took hold of him, all the perverts and degenerates, which run our religious system today, by the way, consider that. The people who killed Yeshua, they're still in charge. They are. The Romans, the elite Christians, and the elite Jews, they still run all the religions. And now you have these other religions out there, like the moon religion coming out of Mecca. Even their religion is run with perverts. Those who are decent people in that religion who want to live a righteous and clean life and fear hell and are hoping to go to a paradise, they're abused and used by their leadership as well. Don't be shocked by these things. Nothing has changed. It's still the same dump that it's been that they created. And that's why people are walking around in darkness and misery, killing themselves and one another, and being treacherous and bringing all this harm. That's why you do need a good partner. All I can say is stay on the course that Yeshua has you. Do what you can. He will send a partner to you. But the same mercy he's showing you, you're going to have to show your partner. And for any woman that's out there, and man, if you have a friend or what I would call an armor bearer, someone who comes alongside you to help you, some dude, that's really powerful. If you and some other guy can work together, even if you can get a crew of like 3 or 4, and you guys are out there tearing it up, that's really powerful. Same for women. If you can get some people and other women to help you. I've never seen women work together except witches. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying I've just never seen it. I haven't seen everything. But if you can get a partner to help you, that's really good. It's very powerful. Then you don't have all the marital issues and child rearing, if that be the case, to sidetrack you from your mission. Anyway, the harder you're working for Yeshua, the more grief you're going to have to expect to come against you. And especially this. Anytime there is a fight or an offense where you're offended with how they treated you, remember, Satan is always there to split any good team. So you have to stop and go, wait, is my crew being broken up? Is my partnership being broken up by the devil? And he doesn't necessarily work on something that's a falsehood. You could have said something offensive, or she did, or something happened to part you up. Some temptation's luring one of you or the other away, and you're pissed about that. I promise you he's there working that. He is always there working. He's very subtle. He doesn't announce himself or tell you what he's about to do. You need to be very careful that anything that comes to part you up, to split you, that is not from the Lord. It isn't. It is written in John, the Gospel, I believe it's in the 15th chapter. No greater love has man than this, than he lay down his life for his brothers. Try to keep that in mind. And do your best in these days to push all the way to the end. And remember, he who endures to the end will be saved.